top lane. I haven't seen his mid recently, though. Then on the split side, they banned out Tristana, Vi, Akali. Went over those before. Vi is an amazing jungler. Trist is super annoying, and Akali is gaining popularity, especially in lower elo, and snowballs incredibly, incredibly hard. In terms of picks, not pinks. In terms of picks, blue team has picked up a Soraka Caitlyn bot lane. So basically, it's going to be the normal annoyance of Caitlyn just constantly poking you out, combined with infinite sustain and harass. So good luck. That being said, though, that's going to be into a Blitzcrank Draven. Blitzcrank Draven has crazy high kill potential and has a way to break that harass pattern by pulling them into tower or setting up a gank for Xin and just generally saying, no, you can't poke me all day long. So I like that pairing to try and counter out this matchup. Neither really counters each other. It's all about skill matchups and how they want to play their champions. A perfectly played Caitlyn obviously is going to win versus Draven because she's never going to go in range, she's not going to get hit by grabs, and she's just going to scale up. But no one's perfect, and these are especially with some lower elo players. I would expect to see a lot of grabs coming through, and I would not be surprised if Draven is able to snowball off of that. Looks like that's going to be a Master Yi jungle with a Maokai top. I like the Maokai top in this pick because they are heavily lacking in lockdown and CC. That could be a real issue for them. Unless Master Yi gets really far ahead or is able to just farm his way to becoming a monster late game, I'm not confident that they're going to have the abilities to really shut down the enemy team. That's going to be facing into a Ryze top. Ryze versus Maokai, they're both pretty scary late game. Maokai is a little bit mana hungry early, whereas Ryze is just going to happily farm his way up through his tier, and then it's going to boil down to jungle pressure and whoever makes a mistake. Whoever gets onto the other first and lands a good engage will probably get a kill, and I would expect would be able to snowball off of that advantage. But they're going to have to watch out, of course, for jungle pressure and just make sure that they're positioning properly, or it's going to be a very big pain. Then they have a Katarina mid versus a Karma mid. Karma mid is actually a lot of fun because the wave clear on it is immense, as is the utility. It's very difficult for people to shut down, and the extra strength that you provide your team with shields and self-heals and burst and lockdown is impressive. But in this matchup, I don't see it working very well because let's take a quick peek. There's a Katarina, so in lane you have no way to stop that. She's going to be able to Shumpo out of your Mantra Qs in a large portion of cases. So you're going to have a very difficult time winning that lane just straight up 1v1. Come the mid to late game, you're going to be reliant on your team to cancel out Katarina's players. You're still not canceling them, right? And then you're also then dealing with a Blitzcrank, where if Karma's grabbed, she's probably dead because she's silenced before she can do too much. And she's dealing with a Xin, where again, Xin jumps in. If he's fed, Karma's probably dead. And they're dealing with a Draven and a Ryze, where if Karma's out of position and gets caught, she's dead. So a lot of pressure on this Karma to perform. I'm not saying that she's going to be useless by any means, but it's going to be something to keep an eye on. She's going to have to play this very well if she wants to reach her quote-unquote true potential. My main concern for blue team is just the lack of CC. I would have liked to see a jungler, like a Jarvan or even a Malphite or something with CC. Obviously, Mumu was banned out, Kha'Zix was banned out. So like a Jarvan or a Vi would be a really good pick to lock down a single target, whether that was Katarina or Draven or Xin or whoever was snowballing out of control. Lock them down and let Caitlyn Karma do their job. Right now that's going to boil down to Maokai, but then they're left with only the Soraka Silence to cancel Katarina. And that's a pretty scary position to be in. Obviously, that won't matter if he just snowballs out of control, or if Caitlyn positions perfectly, or if Karma's a god, right? So they have a good possibility. No, that's the silver icon. Yeah, that's the silver icon. I'm 99% sure. Anyways, I would slightly give this over to purple team. I think that they're just going to be a little bit more effective, but there's plenty of opportunities for them to throw this and to not run away with a victory. Zin's early ganks are better than Yi's, but Yi scales a bit better, whereas Xin has more utility. So I'm going to give that over to Xin early game. Draven Blitzcrank are skill matchup early, but with the Xin pressure, with the teleport pressure from Ryze, I think that they have a good chance of winning lane. Katarina is going to be a little bit shoved in and going to have a hard time pre-6. When she's 6, or if she gets a good gank with Xin, she should start snowballing, being able to roam, and just be more influential than most Karmas. So I would significantly give an advantage over to purple team, but I'm definitely not discounting blue team by any means. I think they have a good chance. Alright, so we got a little bit of time left while this loads. If you guys have final questions in chat, I'll try and answer them while we finish the load. Also, hi there, Drizzt. How's it going? Ye DC'd? Oh my god. Come on, guys, you can't do this. If you're not going to be able to play, don't sign up. We cannot restart the workshops. Yeah, unfortunately, if this doesn't go through, I'm going to have to do something else because we've wasted about 40 minutes trying to get into this one workshop game. You forgot why Maokai is so good. Okay, so he's got a hell of a lot of sustain. Obviously, that's more late game sustain than anything else. And he has a ton of lockdown, and his dueling is pretty good. His damage has been changed heavily towards percentage max health on his W, and the cooldown is much, much, much lower on it. So basically, he's going to jump into a team fight, start shredding percentage max health, providing an immense damage reduction aura to his team with his ult, and is going to just be healing up, almost unkillable, and shredding, constantly bouncing around the fight with his Twisted Advance. So that's why Maokai is considered such a strong pick, although I don't know if he's as strong as he was. I know he was quite heavily nerfed, and I just haven't seen him enough since then to really say if that's made him quote-unquote useless, or if it's just a matter of it's a slight nerf so he's more in line with other champions.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Alright, so we see a good invade coming in from red team. With Blitzcrank, you pretty much always want to invade, try and set up some potential. It's almost risk-free, right? So if you see them, you grab them, you kill them, or you blow their flash. If you don't see them, or you get caught out in some way, you just walk away. As long as you're not doing it in a silly way where you're going to risk getting caught out by like 5 enemy teams, then you're going to be perfectly fine. Oh, hi there, Towel. Sorry I didn't see you in chat there. Soraka 80 carry and Draven support. Totally what's happening. No. Nope, we're gonna go with the more traditional Draven ADC. Okay, hopefully this will be able to get in soon. He said in chat that he was reconnecting. I don't know. Yeah, again, if you guys have questions, I want to answer something while we're going through this pause. That's just it, though. You shouldn't be signing up for a workshop if you're not confident that your game is working properly. Just load into like a custom game or something beforehand. Hey, Hyper. What do I like about Victor? He's a god. He's a robot god, actually. No, basically, his early game dueling is incredibly powerful. His wave clear is one of the best, if not the best, in the entire game. And his mid-late game scaling and team fights are absolutely monstrous. So that's really what I enjoy using in terms of Victor's strengths. And yeah, I find that he also really doesn't have any counters. If you play properly, you should be able to deal with anyone. What do I think of Xerath? Xerath's one of the strongest mids in the game right now. He can stall out matches for ages. And his just sheer potential to win team fights from out of range of really any counterplay is almost unparalleled. Lux is pretty much the only thing you can compare it to. But unlike Lux, Xerath has 4 damaging abilities. So his damage is just monstrous. His utility, his scaling, everything about him is just really over the top if played well. Good matchup to play Gragas into. Okay, so you want to play Gragas versus some people who rely on early kills, because Gragas is still pretty beefy. So if you can pick him into something that relies on either bursting or poking you down, you usually have a much better chance of winning. Because you're going to be able to stall things out with your self-heal and your damage reduction to try and just maintain a little bit of farm, maintain some experience, and then once you get level 6, you can just ult them into your tower or set up kills for your jungler that way. Okay, looks like we do have a jungler coming back. Jungle invade still coming out from red team, sorry, purple team, I guess you'd call it. Hell of a lot of pings going down here. Looks like they don't want that. Ooh. It was a nice grab, but no one was there to follow up, unfortunately. 80 Malzahar, not really a thing. It's a gimmick build, not worth using. Alright, so they're gonna get a free red buff. Looks like a lot of pings going down for blue team to try and counter that with a steal of their own. Not 100% sure if they're gonna be able to get there in time. Nope. Looks like they're going right to it, because originally we saw a lot of recalls going down. Karthus jungle, it works. It's very dangerous and not the most highly rewarding thing, but to an extent. Alright, so very nice long leash coming out from purple team's bot lane. There is, of course, the ward on this, so they know it's gone. He, in the meantime, taking away red buff of his own. So no real advantage gained there. Yeah, just not much happening. Xin jungle, I don't think it's good. I just don't think Xin is a strong pick. Early gank coming out. Oh, the damage, and Xin gets it, but is immediately going to lose his red buff. That could have been played a lot smoother. I want to point out what happened here. Alright, so Xin is going in. You need to ping this so that Katarina can move in. Katarina is not level 2 though, so you might want to wait for like 1 minion. Doesn't matter though. You needed 1 auto attack for the knock-up. So what I want to see you doing is step down between auto attacks, and you would have been able to get the knock-up right around here before she went into tower. 1 auto attack was all you needed. Auto attack, flash out would have saved you. It just needed a little bit more foresight, and I think you would have got it easier. How does Zed top work? Not very well. He just tries to pray to survive lane and then goes into split push mode. Alright, Blitz hook goes through, lands onto the lovely Soraka. We see the exhaust coming out from both supports. Blitz still sticking onto the enemy support though. Flash is traded back and forth. A lot of damage going over onto Draven. Summoner heal comes out, and not gonna mean much. That fight could have gone either way with just slightly better positioning and auto attack trades. If Blitz was able to come back up towards Caitlyn, I think they could have locked her down a little longer, got a couple extra autos in there, and been able to either kill her or push her out of lane. At the very least, they would have got Summoner heal. At this point, Draven is down Summoner heal but has Flash, whereas Caitlyn is down Flash but has Summoner heal. So Draven, really, his laning phase is over, right? He doesn't have any potions left, so he's going to be 100% reliant on Caitlyn pushing in and him being able to freeze a tower and farm this out. He will have a minor amount of sustain, though, using the Relic Shield procs from Blitzcrank to heal him up, but that's not going to be enough, right? So he's going to have to be super careful here. It's words. You can't win as Ribbon. Okay, so you need to work on your positioning for teamfights. That's the most difficult thing with Ribbon. Winning lane is generally considered pretty easy on Ribbon in most matchups. Oh, so much damage going through. Blitz lands the hook, knock up goes through, Summoner heal comes across, and the turret picks up the kill. Very, very nice decision making there by Blitz. Just making sure that you can lock him in long enough. But honestly, there was no reason for Caitlyn to do that fight. Yes, you want to kill Draven, but pushing him out of lane is just as important. Risking that death that you just did, not worth it. Yeah, sorry, back to Riven. What I would like to see on Riven is working on positioning in team fights, making sure that you can sneak around the enemy team, engage from behind, lock down their carries with your CC, and burst them down as best you can. That's what really makes Riven useful in the mid to late game, and it's a very difficult thing to do. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's what really has to happen if you want to do too much in the late game as Riven. Alright, so pretty much dead even CS in top lane here. Slight advantage over to Maokai. As you can see, his heal is just keeping him even in this lane. The spell harass that might come out from Ryze is just going to charge up his passive. He's going to land one auto attack. Boom! Nice chunk of health. So not a whole lot going on there. It looks like Zin's trying for a kill over onto Yi. Yi is very low. Oh, looks like they're not quite noticing. Nope, here it goes. Walks across a ward. Is Ryze going to be able to catch up? Alright, so Ryze, I want to see you flash snare. Alright, so if he flash snared... Oh, I guess... No, Xin doesn't have flash, so it probably wouldn't have been worthwhile. But what I wouldn't have minded seeing was if they were a little bit closer, maybe a flash snare either back at river or right at the junction here, so that Xin had a little bit of time to catch up and jump on top. Land the slow and just chase in the kill that way. It would have been risky though, so I understand why they didn't do it. I'm just pointing out some things that they could possibly do in the future. Alright, so let's take another peek back at mid lane. Katarina is ahead 2 full levels. That is massive. Also 10 CS up. That's going to even a little bit here with Karma being pushed into tower, but that is just a shocking amount of lead that she has at the moment. Alright, so Karma just shielding up. I would like to see these shields blocking out as much damage as possible. Instead, she's using it just a touch late. Blitz landing a hook right onto Caitlyn. The snare comes across from the Soraka, and they just sort of walk their own ways. This is one of the concerns with Blitz, is that you're going to get lower and lower in terms of mana, health, that sort of thing. Ooh, nice damage. That should not be enough to pick it up, though. Yeah, you needed Ignite if that was going to go through. Either way, though, it does push Soraka out. Ooh, yeah, no. So many tempting kills here, just not going to happen. Alright, so they need to push this in and stall this recall. They're not stopping the recall, so instead you need to go take Dragon. See a couple pings going over there. We'll see if they do go for it or not. Looks like Draven's still in bot rather than heading up. Yeah, he's not going to be able to solo this. You guys all need to go up there. Thank you so much for the follow there, Spectre. Alright, Draven just getting a ton of damage over onto Dragon. That's going to be secured quite easily for them and will continue leading their gold quite heavily. They're now almost 2k up, and that's just boiling down to the difference in farm here. Oh shit, this is not lined up. I'm sorry, guys. The advantage in farm mid, as well as the early kills and the Dragon, it has them up essentially 2k. Maokai trying to roam down, walks across pink ward, does not see it though. I would expect Katarina to just walk away here. She's staying a little aggressive, though. Alright, she can just Shumpo back. Alright, so Maokai's wasting a lot of time here. I want to see him back up in top lane farming things out. Still doesn't notice the pink ward. Okay, so you need to watch where you're going. This is a very common pink ward location, and the sooner you clear it, the better. So that definitely would have been worth clearing for him. It just boils down to watching the minimap as you walk. Alright, so Yeezus is coming around. Look, oh, he's going Madstone Yi? Interesting. I don't think that's worthwhile, but to each their own. Alright, so Yi is trying to come through. I would expect her to just warding totem across the wall and Shumpo. Instead, she goes to a minion. Same diff. Doesn't really matter. Alright, looks like Maokai's going a little deep on top. Not a lot of damage, though. He does have his Catalyst, though, so his sustain in this lane is going to be quite heavy. Alright, so he's going to walk right across this ward. It's up to Rise to initiate this fight with a snare. You need to start snaring right away. Didn't happen. There's the ult, gets the move speed. There's the snare, auto attack. Yeah, so flashing in front of him to use your ult doesn't work if you've already applied your passive to him. It only acts as a knockback if you have not already auto attacked. So that's a lot of summoners wasted. Rise ult obviously is very low cooldown, but having no ult, no flash on Xin and standing on the ward, just wasting a lot of time in that. Rise is very low mana as well, so I don't expect this to go down for him. There's the knock-up. The red buff is burning. He should be able to pick this up. 2 more auto attacks needed. Turns around to try and land the slow. 1 auto attack goes down. Rise does not have the flash. Is not needed though, as the dash comes out from Xin and lands the kill. Good job there. Teleport coming back in. They need to back out. Oh my. Yi activates ult. Oh, that's a dead Rise. And there it is. Oh, he walked back into tower though. That is going to cost his life. Oh, that was such a nice play from Yi though. Just teleporting up there, diving. Even just the second reset from Yi, that was well played, but just misclicked, walked back into tower and cost his life. So that's something that he can definitely work on in the future. But I'm still happy with that play. Alright, so Katarina going pretty deep here. Has her DFG already finished. Just walks forward. She didn't actually Shumpo. And she didn't ignite. Oh no, she did ignite. Sorry. I saw that wrong. That's a little odd. Generally speaking, you Shumpo then ult, because if you get the kill, you can just Shumpo right back out. And the damage on it is quite respectable. It's about 120 right now. She only has 190 left, so a Shumpo auto attack ult would have got an extra tick or so of the ult in there and should have picked that up. There's the Shumpo of the ward, nice job. He's still chasing in, does not have his Alpha Strike up yet again. About 8 seconds left. They're just going to walk away. Alright, so I do like the DFG rush on her. She's got a significant farm advantage, about 40 CS up now. And she's going to want to just start snowballing and roaming as much as she can. Let's Hook not quite able to land, goes onto the minion instead. But yeah, at this point I want to see her roaming every time her DFG is up. Just picking up quick, easy kills, whether that's onto bot lane, mid lane, top lane, doesn't really matter. Just get a kill, force them out of lane, do something to continue team scaling up, and continue this 2,000-3,000 gold advantage. Let's Hook goes through, knock up lands, Draven stand aside goes through, Xin comes in for the cleanup, 1 auto attack, 2, and that is a double kill. Dragon is up in 1 minute, so I want to see some wards going in that entire area. Tri-bush, enemy red bush, whatever you want to call this bush, right in river there. All of those would be great ward positions to maintain aggressive map control and make sure that you cannot get shut down in this bot lane, which is going so nicely for you at the moment. Beautiful hook from Blitz, lands it right across. Not going to be able to pick up the kill though. Someone's saying immobilizing spell stops channel spells. That is incorrect. Well, it's both correct and incorrect. If you're talking about things like Fiddlestick's ult, if he gets snared, I believe it does not allow him to jump with it. If you're thinking of things like Katarina or Yi, though, a snare or an immobilization spell, as you called it, is not going to stop their channeled skill. And there's exactly what I said was going to happen in this lane. Versus a Karma, you're just going to dodge her Mentor Q, and that's her bread and butter in terms of damage. As back up in top, pretty much dead even still. Rise has the Catalyst here, whereas looks like he's going right to Rod of Ages rush on Maokai. I would not expect him to go tier, so this is pretty standard. He needs like 800, I believe, 860, something like that, to upgrade that. He's at 770, so we're going to see that coming out real soon. Having a Rod of Ages by about 15-16 minutes, that's a good pace to be at. Yeah, it'll stop like Shen from teleporting or that sort of thing, but roots do not stop channel spells like Yi channel or Katarina channel. Alright, so there's that dragon up. Pink ward just inside the lip of it though, so they're not going to be able to see and clear things out. He's just going to roam down bot. He's going to see that pink quite quickly. Looks like he's going to skip over it for now. Hopefully he will clean it up after the fact. We see the Soraka healing as much as she can. Summoner heal is already down. Flash just about to come up on Caitlyn, though, so that is something to keep in mind. Clear out the pink ward. Clear out the pink ward. Ugh. Makes me so sad. Oh, actually, let's rewind that. Sorry, guys. So we see a teleport coming in here. Nice use of teleport coming in from Maokai. Dodges the hook. Is he able to get on? There's the ult. Draven turns around to auto attack, so he's able to pull himself in. Soraka with a star call, auto attack. Banana finally picks it up there. Maokai sapling is up. Oh, is Soraka going to be able to finish this? Instead, he flashes back in, uses his Twisted Advent, I believe it is, and picks up the double. Very, very smooth. Now that's going to give blue pressure on Dragon here. Looks like he's immediately going to go for that. They have to worry about Katarina showing up, though, because a Katarina combo would be enough to kill Yi, especially when he's also tanking Dragon. Instead, it looks like Zin's going to go for it instead. Caitlyn defending. Yeah, you're going to have to pull that back out. Looks like Katarina just wants to bait this for now. There's the Katarina flash combo and double kill. Very nice. Karma not able to show up in time. As I mentioned, though, Karma's just going to have a really rough time in this matchup. If she can get a Mentor Q, though, no, not going to happen. A Mentor Q onto Zin there. If both detonations hit, it would have killed him. Really good positioning and decision-making coming out from Katarina here. I just like the way that she is positioning in terms of dodging skill shots, making sure that she can execute her combos. I might not necessarily agree with every decision, but her gameplay is solid on this champion. Oh no, not gonna happen. I just want to see what Soraka does in this. Looks like she's just gonna try and stall out the push as much as possible. Caitlyn is definitely not here yet, but is not too far away at the moment. Yeah, there's another kill. That's just boiling down to a dive. She has so much burst that if she gets a combo, you're dead. Not a problem, Marabu. Hopefully everyone is enjoying. Alright, so 3-man gank coming in top here. Maokai's actually quite low, so I want to see again, Ryze lead with a snare, please. Good job. Step between skills. I think you could have stepped one more time there. Doesn't matter though, you land the slow and Katarina picks up the kill. So there was a ward here. It seems as though Maokai's not paying as much attention to his wards as he should. People are walking directly over him, but he's still getting caught out. So either place your wards deeper, or pay a little bit more attention to the map. Either one is a good option. Alright, so once you've dropped the ward, he knows you're there. You have to make a split-second decision. Are you fighting or are you retreating? In this case, he just sort of stands there. Do I want to fight? Do I not want to fight? And eventually decides to retreat. Looks like Ryze is going to try and back him up here. So he's saying, oh wait, is he on white? Maybe we can collapse on him there. Instead, it looks like he is going to go top. Nice little mini steal. Always nice. Alright, so because he is on the ward, looks like he is immediately gonna try and cycle onto him. Alpha Strike canceled just in the nick of time. Honestly though, I think you should have fought that. 2v1, you could have cleaned that up. He only has a couple long swords, so it's not that much damage at the moment. So Katarina has actually opted to go Soul Stealer. Well, Soul Stealer is a very risky option. I think she's ahead enough to sort of justify it. If I was offering more strict... Oh, also a Sightstone. Her build is weird. Much like with Lee Sin, Sightstone is not a bad item on Katarina, but let's face it, Katarina exists to deal damage. So her being cocky enough to say, hey guys, I'm so fed, I don't care about damage anymore, is questionable. It's probably going to work out for her this game because she is playing in a very solid fashion, and the extra vision and mobility that Sightstone gives her is useful. But combining it with a risky item like Soul Stealer, I don't agree with. If you want to do that, go towards an Hourglass, and then you have double safety items, right? You're going to be quite tanky with the health from Sightstone, the mobility it provides, as well as the Hourglass active and defensive stats, and of course AP. Katarina just jumps in with a lot of damage, again not using her Shumpo. She's able to follow up with a quick Shumpo to a ward though, and one final Ignite. Oh, does not connect with a W. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, so Karma trying to back in a very dangerous position. Here we see the ward jumps that you can just see coming out all over the place with the Sightstone. Every time that ward jump is up, she's just gonna Sightstone, boom, free escape. And here's another one. Yep. And here we see the Kato win. Really good work, dude. Oh, that was entertaining. He broke vision, and that's why Alpha Strike cancelled. It has to be done the instant that he tries to cast a skill. It's very difficult to pull off. It's usually locked, honestly. Boop. And kill goes over to Blitzy Blitz. Dragon is up in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Again, looks like they do have some good offensive wards here. Most of these placed by Katarina as she jumps her way across the map. A huge, huge compliment to Purple Team's warding. Exact opposite to Blue Team, though. They have 2 wards. 1 mid, 1 bot. Well, 1 dragon, I should say. So you're quite far behind. At this point, you need to avoid any possible roam from the enemy team, and you need to avoid any ganks from the enemy. Sorry, just you getting caught out, whether that's you roaming or the enemy team roaming. They're slightly different, right? So that's why warding is so important at this stage. Draven actually gets the kill there, uses up his stacks, and gains a large chunk of gold. Very, very nice. Alright, so Maokai actually jumps back in. A little bit questionable. I mean, it's 1 minion. If Rise had just a little bit more time, he could have overlaid an entire combo and picked him off quite easily. Alright, so I like this decision. Just clear out as much vision as you can. But I think it's a little late to do too much, unfortunately. Here comes Katarina around, and there's a snare onto Xin. But, hey, here's Katarina! And your silence is now down. I do like her saving the Shumpo. I've come around. She definitely knows what she's doing. It just seemed odd in some of the fights where it's like, they're living with 100 health, and you're not Shumpoing. What's going on here? Yeah, this Katarina is playing her character very, very well. AFK Yi. There we go. Yeah, so Yi is still doing his Madstone build. I don't really like it. Like, every time I say something about Trick, I get accused of just, like, being jealous or being angry about him. But, okay, let's face it. Trick 2G has said many times his build is not good. He does it because it's what he does, right? It's his gimmick. So, people imitating him and saying, I'm just gonna build Madstone. Even the person who you're copying says it's not a good build. That's not a good sign, right? Madstone is incredibly greedy and so situational that I just, no, I don't like it. Maybe he'll make it work for him, I don't know. I just think that the lack of pressure he has had on this game is going to really come back and bite them. Well, it already has, because Katarina's ahead now. Xin jumps in. And that is a dead Yi. Blitz tries to run forward, grabs a very nice hook onto Caitlyn, and Draven gets a double. In the meantime, Katarina cleans up for herself, and she is sitting at 10 stacks on her Soul Stealer here. Yeah, Katarina's definitely graduated. And another kill over to Draven. Sorry, Draven. There's the Shumpo, pulls him directly into the team. That is going to be a kill, I would say. 1 second on the Blitz hook. Oh, so close. Draven still gets it, though. What ranking was Kat? I think she was like silver 2? Something like that. I don't know, there's some good silver players. She's definitely not too much I can say about her Katarina play. She obviously knows the champion better than I do. Graduated means that your gameplay is quite solid, and there's not too much more that we can say. Basically, it means that you are influencing the game more than one player should for this rating, and therefore there's not too much we can say about how you're playing or what mistakes you might make. Yeah, so they're already on to the inhib turrets here. meantime, Rise trying to catch up to Yeezus. Lands the snare. You want to move between these autos. I mentioned that before. Yeah, Yee, I don't think you're thinking this through. He's just gonna Q your face. Oh, not able to land the God Hook this time. His hooks have been pretty good, though. I do like this pairing, though. Like, driven with Blitzcrank, the damage output and pick potential is just maddening. Alright, so we see the Ghost Blade coming in from Xin, and of course Randuin's finished. So Karma has gone full magic resist here. She's got her Negatron and her Athenes. Unfortunately, there's not too much she can do at this point. I mentioned in the pregame that this is a hard matchup for her to do much with, and with her team comp, it doesn't make sense. So it's going to be very difficult for her to do too much, but I do like the thinking. Okay, I'm going to just try and be as tanky as I can. As you can see, it doesn't do a whole lot for her, but I like at least seeing her try and just cooperate and work on something that's gonna help her team out. Do we have the Penta? Do we have the Penta? There's the Pentakill. Good job. Alright, so that should be a free Baron over to purple team. Katarina's looking to just push in mid lane. In the meantime, though, they're just going to go ahead and finish this up. Okay, so that is a free Baron. In the meantime, Katarina's going to go back and spend her massive massive riches. Oh, this is unfortunately just a little too one-sided. Alright, so she has her Hourglass, DFG, and Deathcat finished up, as well as 20 stacks on her Soul Stealer. Yeah. DFG should be rushed, yes. Tier plus Chalice is not needed on any champion in the game. No champion is that mana hungry to justify it. The Sightstone on her confuses you. It's for mobility, and because she was just saying, hey, I know I'm gonna win, I may as well just snowball even further. So the extra mobility offered from Shumpoing to wards constantly is just ridiculous, right? She's been all over the map, constantly setting up kills for herself. Free green ward seems better than Sightstone for the ward jumping. No, it's defensive, right? It's health. Alright, good job waiting on your ult, not letting him cancel it out, and free kill over to you. Just, again, the mobility she has is ridiculous. Yeah, she even has blue pot. Yep, this is unfortunately over. As you can see, she can just jump into the middle of the team and clean the fuck up. Well, this is game. And there's the Hourglass. Yeah, so Kat is definitely being graduated. I'm not sure if it's a Smurf or if she's just an amazing Katarina player, but definitely not too much advice we can give on that. Like, obviously, she is better than Silver. Alright, there's Blitzhook. Free red over to them. Alright, so unfortunately this game is just so far gone. There's not too much that we can say about it. They're just farming gank squads at the moment, and anyone they find is going to die. So I'm very sorry that I can't provide more insight into what they can do, but at this point, anything they could have done should have already been done, and there's not too much more that they can try and do to stall this out. It's unfortunate, but it happens. So if you guys do have any other questions, I would love to answer them while we go through the last few minutes of what appears to be the end of this game. That way we can at least continue offering advice, even though not much is happening in this match. This is North America. Yep. No, they'd be more than welcome to surrender at this point. Smite on support for taking objectives faster. No, you just lost lane by picking it. Support's job is to dominate lane in, like, pre-6. So if you're losing a summoner spell, you've just lost all potential to fight in that lane. Versus equally skilled opponents. Gunblade Katarina, it's a poor purchase, not gold efficient. Yeah, Gunblade really isn't good on anyone right now. Anyone that can use it and really enjoys the stats from it is usually better off buying something else. Oh, and is she gonna die? Oh, goes so far but does not survive. So this is clearly GG. Blue team now wins because they took down the raid boss Katarina. I love the all chat. God bless. Is Spellvamp reduced by AoE a lot? Yeah, it's 1/3 the return. Gunblade Akali. Sorry, Gunblade Akali is the only one who builds it, yes. I knew I was missing one champion. My stacks, the only thing I ever loved. Nice, there's the flash away. Blitz trying to hook them backwards. Oh, dodges out of the hook. Knockup goes through though, and Draven picks up the kill. Yeah, Gunblade is pretty decent on Akali because the bulk of her damage is single target. And she loves lifesteal, AD, AP, and Spellvamp. Jax doesn't build Gunblade, he needs Blade of the Ruined King and Trinity Force. There's no situation in which it's better on Jax than those items. Gunblade Victor, I tried it once, it was not fun. Alright, so I would really like to see Purple Team just being decisive and ending the match. At the moment, they're just sort of toying with their opponents. Oh my god. So tanky. Okay, we see Yi going on to Draven. Draven misses his knockback, but it doesn't matter because Beast Mode Katarina's there, picking up her stacks again. Only at 15 though. Exhaust goes through, Silence goes through, and there's the Hourglass. A lot of damage going down on Katarina. She is gonna die quickly. Oh, and she lives. Yeah, there's no reason for Katarina to live anymore. She lost her stacks. Alright, Zen going in behind. A lot of damage onto him. Boom! Dino Explorer gets the kill. Alright, a little off on your ult there. That was weird. I like the aggro reset there, as well as the life drain tank. Really effective. Oh my lord. And there it is, Beast Mode Zen. That was awesome, dude. His Blitz just, no, you can't get to my... You cannot get to him. It will not happen. Ah, that was beautiful. Nice job. I like the Morellonomicon, actually, from Karma. Pretty decent item. Wait a second. No. I don't like it. Why do you have a Morellonomicon and an Athene's? No. No. Hey, hook goes over. Karma is instantly popped. Soraka gonna disengage with a decent snare there. Nice work. And that is the end of the game. Alright, so good job to both teams. We're gonna go over final comments on gameplay as well as builds, and then we'll see. I don't know if I want to do another game. Maybe we'll do a viewer game. We'll see. Okay, so there we go. That should all be switched over now. Yi, I don't like his farm style there. Like, he kind of left his team high and dry. I'm not saying that he cost the game by any means. I'm simply saying that the Madstone build on Master Yi, I don't know. It just seemed like a very risky choice versus their team comp, who was going to have very strong early snowball potential. And at that point, if you haven't helped stop that snowball potential, you have no reason to complain over what happens, right? So in this case, you weren't able to gank early. Katarina and Draven and Xin all got ahead early game and were able to snowball off of that. At that point, you're too far gone. You can't really do too much about it. Caitlyn had some positioning issues. It was kind of weird where she was sort of standing and staying. That's definitely something she should work on. Her build is also a little off. She did the normal Infinity Edge. Merc Treads, I kind of understand due to the magic damage from Katarina, the CC that was coming in on her. So that's fine, but I would have instead worked on better positioning. You still... Oh. Come on, I pushed the right button. You're lying to me. No, you're lying. Anyways, so back to Caitlyn. She then needed to go towards like an Infinity Edge, Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer. Then she can worry about lifesteal. Okay, you need to stop spamming links, dude. All right, so Caitlyn should not have rushed towards a Bloodthirster. After that, you need attack speed so that you are more mobile. Would have been able to set up a little bit better plays, and with some slight better positioning, Merc Treads might not have been necessary. Soraka, she did a valiant attempt at trying to sort of remain relevant and just try and poke some people out and set up some plays. Her skill use was pretty much on point, so I'm fine with that. I like the Locket. Definitely needed that versus Katarina, so very smart purchase there. I would like to see Talisman of Ascension finished up, but it looks like you just didn't have enough gold for it. So difficult to say too much about her play just because Caitlyn was getting camped quite heavily and was having such a hard time. Not too much you can say there. Maokai needed to work on his map awareness. I saw a lot of times where people were walking over wards and he would just walk into a fight. And it's like, but you're being ganked. Watch the map. His build, pretty much what you expect. I'm assuming this was going either, well, it could be either Frozen Heart or Iceborne Gauntlet. I'm assuming it's Iceborne Gauntlet. I honestly, I don't see Maokai top that often, but I'm pretty sure he does build that as a damage item. Karma, a lot of issues mid. As I said, Karma is a very poor pick versus Katarina because she has too much mobility and you have no way to cancel her ult. So not a fun matchup. Also, you don't need Morellonomicon and Athene's Unholy Grail. That's 40% full CDR, overkill on mana regen. It's not doing anything for you. I like the early magic resist to try and survive some of this, but you knew that you weren't going to be able to survive her. So going more AP so you could try and push out waves, or to say max range Mantra Q tossing to try and stall out the game might have been a better choice. Trying to go something like Athene's Deathcap Void Staff, or Athene's Deathcap Hourglass, or hell, even Athene's Hourglass Void Staff would have been a decent option just to, again, stall it out as much as you can. Xin, very, very good ganks. I like his build in terms of damage, and of course Randuin's very good on him. Good work overall. Draven, I would like to see like some attack speed in there. Hell, Ghostblade. Ghostblade would have been a good option. Because you want to get those extra auto attacks in there in a short period of time and maintain your mobility. So I like the idea behind this, but either going Last Whisper or going a Ghostblade or something like that would have been a very strong damage multiplier to work with the Infinity Edge. Blitzcrank, some really good hooks in there. Really, really tanky build. I might suggest considering Tyr. Yeah, Tyr the Goddess on Blitzcrank is actually underrated, I would say. 700 gold gives you a huge amount of mana and just essentially makes you more tanky while providing an offensive late game option with the Archangel Staff, right? So pretty good option there. So Rise, exactly what you expect him to build to the Goddess Rod of Ages and then just like tanky cooldown reduction. Overall, good job. Katarina, a little cocky with her build with the Sight Stone there, but it worked. She made it happen, and she played phenomenally well. Unfortunately, we do need to graduate her because there's nothing to say about her gameplay, right? She knows the champion very well. Her mechanics were solid, and she made things work for herself. So good job to you. But yeah, we're kind of done with that for now. So why don't we do a viewer game here? If you would like to play in the viewer game, join the Pro for Never chat room, just Pro for Never in game.